everybody, and welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making some chewy oatmeal and raisin cookies. I wanted quite a simple recipe because it's very hot here today and I didn't want the oven to be on for too long. So I have my oven preheating at 190 Celsius, that's 170 Celsius with a fan, 375 Fahrenheit, and I have some baking trays ready with some parchment paper. So for the ingredients I have 140 grams, which is a good cup of plain flour. I have 255 grams, which is 3 cups of old-fashioned oats. I have 2 types of sugar. I have 150 grams, which is 3/4 of a cup of dark brown sugar, and into that I have mixed half a cup, which is 100 grams of caster sugar, or you could use granulated sugar. I have 70 grams, half a cup of raisins. I have 80 millilitres, that's 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil. I have a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. I have 85 grams, which is 6 tablespoons of melted butter, and I have 1 medium egg and 1 medium egg yolk in addition. That would be large in both cases in the USA. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mix my salt, baking soda and cinnamon into the flour, just to get that mixed in, and then into a large bowl I'm going to put the flour and the sugar, the oatmeal and the raisins, and I'm going to mix those together. And the reason I mixed the 2 sugars together was the brown sugar had some lumps in, and I wanted to break those lumps up a little bit. It tends to clump quite a lot, the brown sugar. So that's mixed together, and I'll put the raisins in as well and just mix those in as well. Now, you could leave the raisins out if you wanted to. I suppose you could even substitute chocolate chips, or you can just have plain oatmeal, chewy oatmeal cookies. So that's that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in all the wet ingredients, and I'm simply going to mix everything together. So I'll break the egg and the egg yolk up first of all. And I'll pour all those ingredients in. That's the eggs, the oil, the vanilla extract and the melted butter. And then I'm simply going to mix all of that together until it all comes into a nice mass and everything is coated. And that's all nicely coated now, I can see that. So what I want to do is to put that in clumps on my baking trays. So I'm using a little ice cream scoop, and I'm just going to scoop the amounts on. And there's about 2.5 tablespoons probably. and I'm leaving a space between each one. And then with them on the tray, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press them down and try to make them about the same size as each other. And then what I'm going to do is put them into the oven and bake them for between 8 to 10 minutes until the edges are just beginning to go a slight darker colour and feeling a little bit crisp. And I'll take them out and leave them on the baking trays for at least 5 minutes to cool down a little, then transfer them to a wire rack to cool down completely. And then when they've cooled down completely, I'll come back and show you the results. So our cookies have baked, and I baked mine for 10 minutes. I took them out and let them cool on the baking trays for 5 minutes. And then I transferred them to a wire rack, and this is what they look like. So they're nice and firm on the outside, but they should be chewy on in the centre. So I'll have a taste of one. They do taste very, very good. And they are nice and chewy. And as I say, you could leave out the raisins, or you could swap them out for something else like chocolate chips. That would work very well as well. Or just the plain oatmeal cookies. So that's going to be it for this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, give me the thumbs up below the video and click to subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the top right hand corner of the screen there will be an eye that you can click on, which will take you to this recipe, and I'll put a link for it below the video as well. And I'll be back with another recipe in the very near future. So until then, happy baking.